So it's like all of us are just sweating at a table looking crazy, and we're like
why? Why are
we don't know
here?
what to do. I wanted to leave. It's too much, and then it hasn't stopped since.
So the eggs go flying everywhere, and legit this all the other day I remember she's like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Hey, you just did it."
It's why, like, oh.
She said, "Oh, maybe I do say that."
For that to happen, it's almost like when you get a new car. It's that first scratch or that first dent you get.
That you're like,
it's almost like, but then afterwards, it's kind of like, okay.
All right.
Welcome, everybody, to another heartfelt episode of Calling All Dads. I am your co-host, Dom, as always, with my friend and brother, Ralph.
Hey, Dom. Hello, everybody. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, we honestly just spent like an hour going through sound check. Something happened. Ralph moved the table, and we couldn't find our voice.
Yeah, at all.
It was very uncomfortable. Ralph sounded like he was a mile away. But we fixed it. Hopefully we're not too loud, but we're here. For another episode, we took like not a hiatus, but we did a little live episode on Instagram. I'm going to try to get that. I'm going to try to siphon that from Instagram and throw it up on YouTube. I think it's still good. I'll cut it up so that, you're not catching the bloopers and us setting up for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But that was good. Definitely appreciate everybody who tuned in on that live stream. Touched on a bunch of random stuff as always, and we did talk about some pretty good things. I know school and the girls going back was one of them. Father life, books.
I know the book is. I'm very excited to get your feedback on that one.
That's good. Like I mentioned to you, I read the prologue in the first chapter. I'm a slow reader. I like to read, kind of digest, not sleep and think about what I read the whole time I'm trying to go to sleep. But so far, so good. I think the book so far, like I mentioned to you, is just more touching on the racial bias that's present. And I guess his perspective. And by the way, we're talking about the book Cry Like a Man by Jason Wilson. And the reason why, oddly enough, I couldn't remember his name because it doesn't sound like a predominantly black name. So Jason Wilson, you don't think, I kind of think of like, Jason to me will always be a Power Ranger. Sorry.
See, I thought Jason Bourne.
So yeah, he's always Caucasian one way or another. But this gentleman's actually African American. And yeah, he wrote this book called Cry Like a Man, which I'm reading. So far, so good. Right? It started off pretty heavy because obviously it talks about, a very stressful time in his family's life, not necessarily his, but it's obviously, whatever happened in the past finds a way to kind of impact everything in the future. So I can see why he started with that. So I'm waiting to see how that kind of evolves and transitions into what his message and his teachings are going forward in today's time. But yeah, it got me reading again.
Hey.
Aside from the Bible, I mean,
But hey, I mean, as long as it gets you, you know what I mean. I always feel that now, especially like you need more hobbies at home. So with everything going on,
I have enough hobbies. I live in the world of technology, so like that's not a problem for me, or hasn't been a problem for me.
Limitless hobbies for you.
Yeah.
Nah, I've been more focused on reading books, things of that nature. I mean, granted, the books that I'm reading is like more like financial things.
Oh yeah, but still
stuff like that. But I mean, hey,
knowledge is knowledge.
Yeah. Thank you again to everybody that tuned in on the Instagram Live. We appreciate all the feedback. We appreciate all the questions. We would like some more, but we're not picky. I guess we'll take it as it comes.
Yeah. They gotta trust us one way or another. We gotta do one big like expose and then not mention anybody's name, and then they'll feel a little bit better. Like,
yeah, they'll be like, all right.
So whoever wants to take that risk, tell us a juicy story. We'll feature it and then not mention you, so that people know they can trust us.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. People are.
I mean, yeah, because a lot of our potential or initial followers are people who know us.
Exactly.
So
maybe they don't want.
Oh, there was something. I got to talk to Shailene, who's my best friend. She mentioned there was a website where we can pretty much build, a Calling All Dads forum, and people could submit things anonymously. Because you know how even on Instagram, I know we can put the questions up, but you still know who sent it. We'll know, and maybe you guys don't want us to know, which is again respectable. I can completely understand, but I think this website that she mentioned, I forget the name, I'll definitely get it and set it up ASAP, But this, you can like literally create a general question, kind of like you do on Instagram, but this is completely anonymous. Like, you'll fill it out online. You don't have to put your name. You don't have to put
That's
anything.
actually pretty
And
awesome.
I think that'll probably be more welcoming for people to, again, because
Absolutely.
most of the people either know me or you. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe they don't
I
feel
can
like
understand
it's
how
the time to,
it's a
hey, let me
it's a
throw this
great
story out
idea,
there.
but the execution, and then no judgment to you guys. You guys are supporting us by all means.
Yeah,
So
by all means.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it, and I definitely understand not wanting to have your name even somewhat attached to things. It's hard.
It is,
It's
and
still
especially
hard.
speaking about any personal experience or any experience,
Hmm.
because you don't want to be looked at in a different light or anything like that.
Yeah, especially and again, especially it being discussed. It's almost like
Yeah, yeah.
you're
It's
being
almost
dissected,
yeah. It's like
almost.
I
Because
don't
I
really
mean,
need
I'll
all that.
I'll be honest. Like a lot of even like acquaintances or um, minor friendships that I do have, I've had the habit of having people open up quickly. It's just I'm very
Yeah,
understanding. I'm very open minded. I
gotcha.
definitely don't force any of my perspectives down anybody's throat. Um, but I can't say anytime I've spoken to somebody, like they've been very restricted. Like if anything, people have been overly open to talking to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But again, I can understand in this aspect, it's kind of like, okay, well, Dom's not going to talk about it to other people. And though
Yeah.
nobody knows, you kind of still listen, like, okay, because you almost like, do they know
You're
they're
like,
talking about me?
let me not say anything because
I can still see how you would feel. Somebody still knows it's you, even though we
yeah,
don't
yeah,
mention it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like
I
a
get you.
weird
Yeah,
anxiety that,
you're right.
yeah, so we'll try that.
We'll try that out though.
And if not, no harm done. We'll keep entertaining you with our lives. I mean, our lives is a marathon at this point.
It really is,
And
especially with all this heat.
yeah, without this weather
Uh,
has gotten me feeling some type of way. It's gotten I know my girls feeling some type of way. Ralph mentioned Matt was going through the same symptoms
oh,
of whatever this is.
dude,
This weather.
the
So let's
sleeplessness.
date this. It's July 21st. So this past I would say a good week into the weekend where it's been
Yeah,
that thick, humid.
yeah, and it's the combination because it's not just the humidity; it's
Yeah,
also the
well, yeah.
temperature.
Today the
It's
sun was out.
uh,
I'm I'm half Puerto
madly, man.
Rican. I can't handle it still.
Listen, man,
You're Dominican. So
I
what's
look,
your excuse?
I don't know. I can't. It's not that I can't handle it because I can handle the heat. It's just, I don't want to. I don't want to. I would much rather, like, again, like I was telling you earlier, I just want to get from point A to point B if I have to leave the house, leave a shelter, and then immediately, as soon as I can, get to wherever I have to get to so that I can, as soon as I get there, there's AC, there's comfort,
Yeah,
there's
it's like
relaxation.
first world problems, pretty much.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, no, I can't. I've never like I don't mind the heat. I love summer. I prefer it over winter. Well, actually, I don't. I'm lying.
No, I don't.
'Cause
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
already
say
I run hot.
same here.
So as soon as it's like 67, it's 80 in my book. So I'm good. I can break a nice sweat. Like I like it cold because I'm that guy with basketball shorts during the winter. Just because
Yeah,
again my body runs hot, my legs are cold. That kind of helps me because then I'm not too cold on the upper
yeah, yeah,
body.
yeah, yeah.
And I think my girls run the same way. Like my girls, I put them in the bed and we got to crank that AC down like
Yeah, it's got to
69,
be like,
70
yeah,
minimum.
dude. Matthew's been on that lately, and I mean, look, ever since he was born, we've always noticed it. He always sweats a little from like his
The
head,
neck.
and it's like, maybe we were thinking, oh, it's the head, his hair's there, whatever. Maybe it's like the blanket it gets to him, but it doesn't matter if it's 80 degrees or 60 degrees. He
So,
still sweats from his head.
oh, yeah,
We
he
haven't
runs
figured it
super hot
out.
then because
Yeah,
my girls, even if like I would say 71, they're still bringing that sweat. As soon as they get 70 and there's that nice little chill in the
yeah,
air,
yeah, yeah,
they're usually good. They're at least at room temperature. I
yeah,
wouldn't say
yeah.
they're cold, but they're at room temperature. So if Maddie's still running
Nah, man, he is. And look,
hot, then
I run hot like all the time. Like that's something that I've known about myself. Like,
yeah,
you know,
you
yeah,
just know.
you just know. Like people are outside with like a snorkel on, and I'm there with like a thermal, and I'm like still sweating.
Yeah,
They're like I'm cold. I'm like no, it's
you're looking like that sick guy. Like what's wrong with? I hate that feeling.
I hate it too. Because then you get the stairs, and now with everything
You can
going
see it.
on
Yeah,
now,
you
it's like
honestly, you look
fever?
like that guy on drugs. Like why is this dude sweating in 49-degree weather? It's crazy.
Yeah, man. No, again, we went in there, because he woke up, he was screaming. He's like, oh, I'm like, let's go get him. Pick him up. He's hot. Take off the onesie, change it, try to dry him off a little bit, put him in bed again. Nothing. And then, dude,
Yeah, it's been a rough week. I don't even need you to explain because
Yeah, man.
we're
I'm glad
going
that it's not just me
we're
though.
going to yeah no it made me feel better. I was like, okay, maybe it's not
It's not
the
just
girls,
yeah.
yeah, or something like weird happens where they feel traumatized, like because again they've been like getting up like screaming. It could be because they're hot, you know, God knows what this weather is causing mentally
Yeah,
in
yeah,
their
yeah.
minds, but almost feel like they're having night terrors every night, and I'm like what happened? But now that
Exactly.
you're saying like Maddie is having like sleep issues too, I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yo, and for I want to say for like a good like 2 weeks, we were great. Like he was
Oh,
staying down all night. Like there was no
mhm.
like little whining, nothing. Like he would just sleep through the night. And I'm like, oh, we're getting there. And then
This
now we
week
got
or
this little
last
heat
week,
wave
I don't
going
even.
on.
It's too hot.
It is.
I
It
feel like
is.
even now, like I know it's nice. I can cognitively tell it's nice in here, but like it's almost like that humidity is like kind of
It's like
creeping
it's still
around.
here. It's like no, no, no. We're still here.
Like, wait till you go outside. I'm waiting for you. I'm like, no, I'm gonna sleep over, Ralph. I'm not going.
I'm not leaving
I'm
actually.
not going
So
anywhere. Or maybe I should go out at night. I don't know. But even that night, it's been
nah, man.
that sticky
It's even
humidity.
it's even worse. Look, dude, I hate throwing out the garbage at night. Like it's like I get
I
home and
did
I want to
that.
throw the garbage
I
out
did
like
that
as soon
last
as I
night.
get home because I'm like, nah, man. Like,
Last night was okay because I threw out the garbage like at maybe again 3:30
yeah,
in the morning. It was okay. It was still
muggy though. Like,
muggy, yeah,
yeah, it's like
but it was okay. And then this morning came and I'm just like, no.
Sunday, man. We had a barbecue. I told you guys to come or whatever. But I guess you
You know,
guys
like,
wanted to go somewhere else, whatever. Uh, no, yeah, we had the barbecue, and again, yo, we grilled all the food because I told Katya, I was like, yo, like we're grilling and we're going inside. Like it's too hot. Like there's no way you're gonna stay outside.
yeah, no. We
But
went.
then later on that night, I want to say like around 7, it got a little bit cooler. There was more of a breeze. And then again at 9:30, I went to go throw out the garbage, and again the
Muggy.
humidity. I'm like, nah, man, I can't do this.
Yeah, we went out with the in-laws to eat. Worst idea ever. You know, I love food. I'm never gonna be say no to a meal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like as soon as I stepped out that door to go to the car,
You were contemplating. It was
I was like, ooh, and then I was like, okay, we're gonna go get Mexican. I'm like, cool, like I don't eat Mexican food. I normally order the most American dish
yeah,
on
yeah.
a Mexican menu that I can. Like I told you
Oh, the
that
burger.
that burger has some spicy sauce on it, some Mexican spicy sauce, and I'm there sweating. We're all going through it because I think Joanna had gotten. I think she got the most bland meal. Like it was no mild, no spicy, no
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah,
and she was like all happy. Her mother ordered something with spice. Her father ordered something with spice, and then the kids were nitpicking. I think at her
Everybody.
dad's plate, and they had like it was like yuca fries.
Okay,
But it
okay.
was like yuca fries with the spice in it. So of
Yeah.
course the kids eat that.
And
Mila's
then
dipping her finger into spicy sauce. So it's like all of us are just sweating at a table looking crazy. And we're like,
like why? Why are we
we don't know
here?
what to do. I wanted to leave. It was too much. And then it hasn't stopped since.
Yeah, man. No, it hasn't. Dude, that day Matthew didn't take a nap. Me and Kathy tried putting him down. It was like close to an hour and a half that we tried, and it was like we both tried. One of us tried, the other person tried. Like yo, and it wasn't. He wasn't taking. But then that night, slept like a champ until about 4:30 in the
Yeah,
morning,
no.
and then he just woke up. And he
Let's
was
say
like, "Hey, playtime."
the girls didn't take a nap either that day. They were playing around. I think by the time they took or closed their eyes to take a nap, it was like 30 minutes, and then we were getting up to go to dinner. But then, yeah, the nights have been horrible. Yeah, this is too hot for me.
It
Or
is.
too, I don't know what it is. This needs
It's
to go
got to
away.
be the heat. It's got to be the heat.
This has got to go away. But it's not, like I remember being in Vegas one month, and it was like hot. It was like a dry heat.
There you go. Yes.
Where like
That's
I
right.
knew it was hot, but like I almost still wasn't sweating, and I was able to walk
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just hot.
It was just hot. Yeah. Like
But like of course
this
in
is
Jersey,
no. It's like the double whammy.
yeah, it's like, hey, did you take a shower? Well, you gotta go take
Well,
another.
guess what?
That's exactly what I did. I took 2 showers that evening within 3 hours of.
Dude, I've been taking 3 showers a day.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, I take a shower after I work out. Then I get home from work, I take a shower. Then I go to bed and I take a shower before bed because I'm always hot. I hate it,
It's horrible.
but it's the only way to cool off.
Yeah. Well.
And this is that we
Yeah.
had the ACs blasted. There was the other day, right? Because the AC on the first floor, it went out, right? So what we've been doing is using the one on the second floor, but it cools the house fine, whatever. So now I've incorporated this one into it. So like I'll let it cool off
Well, you
up
leave the
here.
door open.
Yeah,
Okay.
until like it becomes like really like cool up here. Then I open the door and that helps downstairs and whatever.
I can feel that air the way it's like gonna see it. It's so depressing.
It is. Makes me want to cry now.
Yeah, no, it's just
It wouldn't be as bad for me, honestly. The heat, I could deal with it. It's just what it's doing to Matthew, because then that in
well, yeah, and
turn
then,
hurts.
yeah,
us
as you
even
and
more.
haven't been sleeping, so really sleeping's been tough. But again, that's back to the whole mind thing. I tried your
I
trick.
remember,
I
man.
tried
Now
it.
you're telling me.
I said today was a good day. I thought of some great things. I tried the breathing trick, deep breath,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
count
yeah.
to 4, and to keep taking. And I'm just
Nothing.
there, like narrating, like this moron is breathing and counting, trying to go to sleep. Like, Dom, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's bad,
I'm
and it's
telling you,
even
man.
worse with the humidity.
Yeah, of course, the heat doesn't, makes you feel uncomfortable. As opposed to heat, I could sleep in heat. I think. I mean, granted, I wouldn't want to, but like I could sleep through heat. But it's the humidity that bothers me because that's what it is that makes me feel like,
Yeah, like sticky, uncomfortable.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not making anything better.
It's not. Listen, I saw a movie ages ago. Maybe you should try this. Put as much ice as you can into your bathtub. Try sleeping like that.
No, because even this is what I was gonna ask
Uh,
you. So like when you take your baths, like I am a habitual hot shower guy.
Same here.
So
But
I
have you
will.
switched off?
I haven't.
I have.
I
Try
haven't.
it. Try it. Actually, cold showers are actually better for you. They boost your immune system.
Yeah, I heard, but I don't like cold.
No, I don't like it. Listen, but I prefer the
I
cold
don't like
over
cold.
this. Like I can deal with whatever temperature it is cold wise, as opposed to like I just think about it like that. Like, you know what? It's
Hot
gonna be humid
showers are
outside.
so.
You really want to take a hot shower and go outside?
Yeah, for me, hot showers are so refreshing.
They're relaxing to me. They're not really refreshing
That's
until the
refreshing
winter
to me.
hits. Then it's very very
Oh no, for me it's
refreshing.
refreshing all year round. Because then I get out, and then if it's humid, I feel like my body's like hotter than the humidity,
Okay.
and then I just kind of repel it. And then,
Then
at
it's
least that's what I'm telling
a,
myself anyway. I'm repelling the humidity.
try the cold showers. It might help.
Man,
I mean, look at this point.
yeah, I'm gonna try it. Yeah,
just give it
I'm
a shot.
desperate at this
What,
point.
what do you got to lose?
It won't be cold. I won't be able to go to sleep now because I'm too cold. This is gonna be
You can call me.
a horrible
I'll probably
cycle.
be up with Matthew.
Not in the hours where justice
Oh
doesn't
no,
sleep.
no,
No,
probably not.
I'm up
Dude,
super.
yesterday. Oh my god. It was like 3 something in the morning. Wakes up freaking out. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go over there. He's gonna immediately go back to bed, right? I just can't find the pacifier. No. Like I got there, he was like, I'm like, no. The playtime is not right now. Like, go to sleep. And then he picked up his pillow. He's holding it. He has the pacifier in his mouth, and he's reaching for me. I'm like, no, go back to sleep. I tried laying him
I
down.
feel like
He
I
was
gotta start that trend again of bringing them to the bed.
yeah,
Same. I'm kidding. It's something in the air, bro. Because the
it's
girls are the
gotta be
same way.
that,
Like
man. It's gotta be the temperature.
Samara's uncomfortable. Like, and when she comes to our bed, she'll lay down, and knock out, won't uninterrupted.
Oh no, Matthew didn't go to sleep last night though.
Oh,
And we brought him into bed. Like I tried. I'm like, yo, you know what, man? I'm tired. Like that's it. Just come to bed with us. And then I felt bad for Kathy because he stayed up kicking for like 35. Because I can go to bed with him. Like if he's in the bed, I'll go to sleep. She like does like that. Oh, I'm gonna sleep with like one eye open because like I don't know where he's gonna go or what he's gonna do. But I'm like the door's closed. We're fine in here. Like,
your bed's not that high, is it?
I mean, he gets down from there.
Oh,
He doesn't get up there, but he does get down from there. Very like professionally. Like I'm not worried about this
Yeah,
kid.
he's a ninja.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, I don't think we were ever like concerned once we were on the bed. And like,
Yeah. They said, where are you gonna go?
I'm on one side, you're on the other. Like, if you crawl to the end of the bed and then fall, that's on you.
Yeah,
I can't-
you were looking for it. So
yeah, you were like, sorry,
there you go, Dora the Explorer.
should have woke me up, but you didn't.
No, but he kept her up. Well, like I want to say till like 6:30 in the morning,
yeah.
and I felt bad at that point. But it's like, what do? You know what I'm saying? Do I leave him in his room? Do I stay with him for 3 hours? So he goes
Like
back
you
to
said, you
sleep?
gotta lesser of the two evils. Of
Yeah,
what
I
Vic said.
guess, And then that's where I've always been. Like again, like I know everybody's like, oh, they're gonna get used to the bed, blah blah blah, whatever. Again, we touched on that, but it's just,
Yeah, it's just weird
is it really
pockets
worth
because
it?
it's not the first time either where we're battling the girls and you're like, better go to sleep, and I start threatening to take away their iPads and their ice cream.
No.
And they still get up. So I mean,
It can't
it
be.
has to be bad if they're risking their ice cream and their iPads, right? So and it's just like, all right, just come because I think was it Sunday or Monday? We didn't realize how early the girls were up like at 4 or 5 o'clock, and we didn't realize it till like I had woke up at 6 o'clock for like I had an emergency call at work,
Mhm.
and I'm like, if I'm up now and this is when the call, like when were these girls jumping around and like we were just so taken back
By the
by
time,
the time or
I'm telling you, man, it's got to be something with
all
the
right,
age.
I'm over this week already. Um,
For the record, it's only Tuesday, guys, but yeah, we're over
it's
it.
only Tuesday. I was over this week last week. I'm ready for a little fall weather.
Yeah, man. Look, it's like I was telling Kathy. Like, you know those days where you wake up and it's like 75 degrees and then it goes up to like 88?
Hmm.
Those days are perfect for me. But when you wake up and it's 90 degrees,
Yeah,
it's like, no,
not a good start.
this is not a good day at all.
I know exactly what you mean.
Because that was Sunday. And I
Yeah.
know because Kathy's like, oh, we have to mow the grass and do this and do that and do this and do that.
You're like,
And it sounded more like we have to, but it was more like you have
have
to.
to.
And that was brutal. I told her, I was like, yo, you know what? I was supposed to go to Home Depot. I'm like, nope,
Yeah,
not happening.
it makes you so lazy.
It does. And I told her, because like I set up the tiki torches in the backyard, like I mowed the lawn, I trimmed the edges, whatever. And then I legit told her, I was like, yo, are we even gonna light these tiki torches? Because like I'm not going outside. Like I'll grill the food right now. It was like 9:45 in the morning. I was like, I will grill the food right now. We can put it in the oven, keep the oven like on a lukewarm
Yeah.
temperature thing, like just so it keeps the heat in. And then when everybody gets here, we can just set up the food.
Yeah.
You know, do it that
Stay
way.
inside.
And yeah, man, we didn't turn off the ACs from Saturday night till this morning, actually.
I never turn off my ACs, period. I have central air, but like
It's worth it.
it's expensive, but it's first world problems, brother. That's all I can say.
Yeah, basically.
We came up, now we don't know how to act. That's what happened. We went from AC units
To this, it's
to
like,
this.
nah, man. Yeah, I can't do it. I told Kathy that. Like, and Kathy's always talking about her dad because her dad is always like, oh, you know, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Mind you, he'll say it's fine like on Sunday, like where it's not fine. It's
Yeah.
like, no. Matthew, he goes to their house now, like when she drops him off, and the first thing he does is turn on the AC.
He knows what it is. He's like, mm-mm.
He grabs the remote, he's like,
I'm not that
No.
generation in the campos. Sorry.
nah, man.
We don't do natural air
And
here.
again, you know what? That's what it is. He's probably used to that, you know.
Yep.
But
And that's our fault. 'Cause I know I made sure my girls were cool all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
man.
just
and again, like you know, first time parents, like we don't, I don't jump like
yeah.
like
But
to
it's
try
I mean,
to teach them those like, oh no, you gotta just suck
yeah,
it
it's
up.
not that we're teaching them to be bougie, I guess.
No,
but it's just
but,
like,
be
I know
comfortable.
I'm uncomfortable, so I can only imagine.
Exactly.
It's just availability. Like, I know, I think my wife growing up in DR, they didn't
They
have
didn't get
ACs,
it,
and she remembers sleeping in those rooms with, whatever they call a window was open, and they were waiting for that natural air to kind of come through and kind of cool
be
the
like,
house,
oh
and
man, please.
like and then that was heaven to them. Like
So
growing up and then being used to it now makes sense, but at the same time, like, okay, well, if I don't have to do that,
then why would I?
I just have to somewhere along the line teach my kids like, hey, if you don't have it, you need to be able to
You
be
need
chill
to be
about
alright.
it, and
Yeah.
that's
I mean, no, look, again, like it goes back to like all about what you teach them. You know what I'm saying? And what you, how do I say it? How do you? It all depends on how you raise them with it. Because a perfect example of that is like, the baby wipes. There's a warmer for them, right? Whatever. So Kathy was gonna put it on the list, and I told her because a friend of mine told me, he was like, look, it sounds great, right? Because it's warm, whatever.
Mhm.
But then what happens
When
when
you
you're
go
not
out.
in your house and you go out? Then you don't have that warmer. So then now you're gonna introduce them to something cold. It's gonna scare them. It's gonna startle them. Like it doesn't build like the right
tolerance.
yes, because they're gonna feel like, oh no, it's not warm. That's not supposed to be touching me. But
Yeah.
in reality,
We had gotten one, we never used it. It was almost too much work because you need to plug it in, let it sit for a little bit.
yeah.
It's like,
First world
nah,
problems.
you good. You do it with this cold.
Yeah,
All I did
it's,
was I rubbed it in my hand. That was kind of warm. And
It's like there you go.
I won't shock you, but I'm not. This isn't a spa. Okay. You want some cucumbers with this? Like, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Let me get the hot stones real quick.
Exactly. It's like a massage. Like, I won't say baby oil because we have to actually use baby oil. So
Yeah, no, baby
you're
oil is
lucky you're
like
getting that
common.
much, okay? Like, no. So yeah, I was warmed up in my hands and then wiped away. But yeah, no, I got warm wipes.
Yeah, man, no, yeah. But again, it's like you build that tolerance. You teach them in a sense.
Yeah, and
You know?
I think for the most part, like I guess my girls will know when it's hot. 'Cause they love the being playing outside. They thank God they love being outside with the sun and jumping in pools and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So they're not allergic to being outside in the
Yeah,
heat,
which is good.
which is good.
Because let me tell you, I don't have that, that same
I don't get that
energy.
energy right now. No, they're asking me. I want to go. I'm like,
But are you sure there's ice cream here?
yeah.
Like,
You got ice cream. It's frozen. You got frozen popsicles. You know, stuff. Yeah, no, I'm just not.
I mean, look, again, maybe it's because of the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, you know, on Friday we were out at the lake, and then on
They
Sunday the
plan the
barbecue.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, so like for me, maybe that's what it is. And I'm like, I'm over it.
Yeah, I think I just needed. I didn't have my regular weekend either. Did I get up early Saturday? Well, I did because there was a sneaker drop that I had to take care of.
Oh, there you go. See,
Yeah, so okay, so maybe okay. Now that we're recalculating all
there we
this,
go.
everything was just off that weekend. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look again, like you know, it's like I always tell you, like you know, you got to take some time to like recenter yourself. You know what I mean? You can't always just keep running and running and running and running because eventually you're gonna start running out of
Crashing.
gas, and then you can't run on fumes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a nice sleep.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. I have
No.
some setups to do for some
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah.
Tomorrow, maybe. Probably not. But again, I'm one of those like unless I'm tired. Like when you text me that day, like I was.
Dude, where I was worried
Yeah,
because I'm
I
like,
was
wait,
tired.
something's going on because like you haven't even responded.
Like,
Like,
until Joanna, like, I need to lay down. I think it was like 6. I only lay down for maybe either an hour and a half or 2.5 hours. It's 8. I know it's till 8:30. But like, I needed to close my eyes and just like, and I woke up groggy. But then again, I didn't go to sleep till 3:34 that evening because I don't need much sleep.
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
my night sleep in that 2 hours, and I'm like, all right, here it goes. I'm working till 3:30 in the morning, and I wake up and restart this whole complaining thing all over again. Like, yeah, I'm that person. That's me.
It's like, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
complain and stay up.
Regardless of what happens, like this is how
You
it's
know,
gonna be,
but I'm
guys.
being productive. I'm doing like productive stuff.
No, I mean, look, again, I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you definitely get enough sleep.
Yeah.
You have to. Because look, and I used to be the same way where it was like, Kathy one time she told me, I was, you know, working like 12, 13 hours a day, still working out, whatever, doing things on the side, whatever. And then there was one day I came home and she told me, she's like, I've never seen you that tired. Because I came home, I took a shower. Matthew was going to sleep at that point. It was like 6:37 because he likes to go to sleep whenever it gets dark out. And now, obviously, with the
Yeah,
summer,
it's,
he stays
it's
up
like
a
9
little
o'clock.
later. Yeah. But it was like 6:37. I took a shower. I gave him a bath, and then I put him down to go to sleep, and I fell asleep. 7:30. Let's just say I passed out. Let's push it 8 o'clock. I didn't wake up the next morning until like 10.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
And
that's that good sleep.
yeah, it really was. And I never sleep like that, like ever.
Yeah. That's
Like
like 14 hours, right?
yeah. And it's a quote that I've always seen around, but I never understood or appreciated until it happened. It was like, oh, if you don't pick the time that you want to like get your rest, your
Yeah,
body's gonna pick it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely did. I tell you what, that was the best night's sleep
You
I
know,
ever
like,
had
you
in my
probably wake up
life.
I'm ready to go for the whole month. Let's go.
I woke up, I was like, yo, maybe I should do a tough mudder today.
You're like, nah.
It's like, no, actually, I just want bacon, egg, and cheese.
Still get some ice cream. Let's go.
Oh, Matthew, man, the other day. So now his new thing is saying, come on, but he says it just
yeah.
like that. So Kathy's like, I don't know where he got that from. I don't know where he got that from. I'm like, don't you say that? She's like, I don't say that. Like, no, I never say that. Like, why would I say come on? I'm like, okay, relax.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
right.
little defensive.
So I think it was on Sunday. She was making breakfast, and she made Matthew eggs and bacon or whatever, and pancakes. So he eats the pancakes, he eats the bacon, and then the eggs are there. So she's like, no, Matthew, you have to eat the eggs too. So he was like there, like fiddling with it, like smacking it around, whatever. And then I guess when she turned around, he picks the plate up and had like the suction, but like he picked it up and flipped it. So the eggs go flying everywhere. And legit, this This is the only thing I remember. She's like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Hey, hey, you just did it."
And she's probably like, oh, I
She's
did,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, maybe I do say that." I'm like, "Well, there you go."
Yeah, the girls catch me all the time. Like, I usually say when they're doing something, like, I'm like, are you kidding? Like, are you kidding me right now? Because sometimes they just do so. I'm just like, maybe it's just me. Like, maybe they're just messing with me.
Yeah.
So now Samara's, oh, that's like one of her favorite.
Oh,
Are you
dude.
kidding? It's time to go to sleep. Are you kidding? No, I'm not kidding, little girl. What?
Jimmy, go to sleep.
It's just funny because she has a weird phrasing of the word like pranking. So like usually when we do jokes where we play like tricks on her, we call them pranks, so she knows like the difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but for me, like a prank is worse than is worse than kidding because prank's like almost like a physical,
Like you're
like a
doing
physical
something.
joke, or
Yeah,
you're,
yeah, yeah.
you're like, I don't really know. You're physically pranking somebody. I don't know
Yeah,
how else
yeah,
to
yeah.
explain it. Versus kidding, where you like you can verbally say something and like
Gotcha. Yeah.
kidding. So, but like literally everything. Like, are you pranking me? Instead of you kidding me, it's like, are you pranking me? I'm like, you mean kidding you? Like, no, you're pranking me. I'm like, no, I'm kidding you, but like
But whatever.
you gotta get your words. But she knows when it's time to go to sleep. Are you kidding me? I'm like,
It's like, why,
just let's
why?
go, please.
Like,
I don't have
please.
time to argue. I'm too tired.
If you don't feel that heat, it's getting to me too. Like,
Just first world problems. This is first world
it
problems.
really is, man. But hey, look, you know what? At least she understands the concept of it. You know what I mean? For the most part,
Yeah, for the most part.
it's got to be something to, give her kudos for. No ice cream, but kudos.
No ice cream. No. I don't know I don't know how to punish her anymore. It's like you do one way. Like for a while, they had broken their iPad chargers. Like they kept bending them and ripping them.
Yeah, yeah.
Samara broke her iPad screen one day. Apparently, the other one got broken too, somewhere along the line. And I fix iPads. You think I want to fix those iPads?
No.
No. So for a long time, since the chargers were broken, we didn't let them use the iPads. And like, if you're not going to take care of it,
Then,
we're not going to, give you the items you need to be entertained.
which is good because you teach them responsibility that way too.
Yeah, but sure enough, that means they just have
Eventually,
to
you're
play.
like,
Yeah, it's either they're going to watch TV in our living room, in which I have to learn all the songs they're learning, or they're going to make a mess with their toys. So like, I think we held up for a good. I think they were iPads for like a good maybe month and a half, 2 months. Like
also that you guys held out then.
I tried, and then I was ordering the book. So I'm like,
And you're like,
let me just order these chargers, please.
That's it.
That's when I found out the second iPad was broken,
Ooh.
and then now they're on it, and I'm kind of glad they're not as entertained with it. I'm like,
All right.
it's just like,
Which is good too, because
yeah, it's good.
But
But
they're very active.
yeah, they're
too.
active.
It's not like they're
Yeah, but I think they're at the age where I guess our parents felt like we were annoyingly active, where we would be able to be self-dependent, but like now we're like, whether you have brothers and sisters in the house, like annoying each other, and then you're dealing with that versus like, can't you guys just play nice? Can you like?
That's a tough one.
Like no, people they're stealing toys from each other, they're hitting each other over the head with Barbie dolls. It's just like, I just want some quiet.
Well, I'll give you this one. I remember when we were growing up. I remember Ainsley. She took my little sister. She took a rollerblade and she threw it, and I want to say she was aiming for my brother because I don't think she was aiming at me. Me and her had a very good relationship, so I don't think she was aiming it at me.
Guys do kind of look alike.
But I don't know. Can't confirm that. But I remember I ducked and it cracked my brother, and I'll never forget that. So the Barbie dolls. I mean, that's not as bad as.
I get it. But also, like, again, I'm trying to balance that. Like, you should look out for your sister. You shouldn't be cracking her over the head.
Yeah.
Barbie doll. But then again, I know they get that because a lot of times I'll scold Mila, and then Samara will come in like, "That's my sister. You don't talk to her." I'm like,
Wait, what?
"Girl, what? You about to get bodied? You stepping the wrong person right now." But like, so it's just a weird combination of things. Like, I wish they wouldn't do, but like I know they know the opposite, and like it's just.
So they know, right? It's just they're again,
they're in the moment. Yeah,
siblings.
they're kids. Like I get it. So wish they
I
wouldn't
mean,
do it.
I used to have spats with my brothers all the time. You know what I mean? Even my sisters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to this day.
It's parent life. I get it. I know. I'm just venting,
Venting.
okay? I understand. I just want to let it out so I can just tell myself I know
It
already.
is tough though. It is
Yeah.
tough. What happens? Who do you scold? Both of them or?
I scold both of them because normally I know like Mila's a big instigator. She's a secret ninja.
Oh
Like she
God.
loves to she loves to get on your nerves. Like if she knows you don't want her touching things, she's gonna find a way to go touch it. And same thing like, and I know this because sometimes she's very cariñosa. Um, so she'll like to climb on top of you, hug
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Like sometimes she's a little overbearing. Like she's like again, it's humid, all this humidity. She wants to be all up in my neck. Like me, like please, like I love you, I love you. She's like, but let me give you a kiss. I'm like, okay, let her give me a kiss.
She was-
Cool. And then she just wants to get all it. And I'm like, so, like she knows, and I know she knows. Like I'm just uncomfortable, but she likes making people uncomfortable. That's just her thing.
That's awesome though.
So like I'll know when her and Samara get into a fight. I know it's because Mila's being conniving and like doing
Yeah.
something to annoy Samara. And then Samara, I'm teaching her for like myself to control herself, control her actions. If
Gotcha.
Mila's doing something, come get us. We'll handle it. I'll believe you because I know who Mila is.
Yeah.
But no, Samara like her
It just-
patience is
it triggers.
wears very thin, very quick, and she'll take care of it herself. So I'm just like,
So you're
no.
like,
Like I understand why, but you don't do that. Like we do
We
that.
do
That's
that,
your
yeah.
sister. Come get us. Like, and then I'm like, I also don't want them to snitch. This is a weird balance of
it's
stuff.
so
Like
hard. Yeah, that's a very tough one.
that's funny.
Matthew, right now, we don't have that problem, fortunately. But dude, nah, man, his new thing is now the I don't want to call it terrible twos because he's not two yet, but he does that thing which I don't know where he got it from, man. Like he throws tantrums, which is the weirdest thing because like watching it on TV, like or seeing it, whatever. Like I'm like, oh, they must have picked that up from like an older brother, a sibling, whatever TV. But it's like he doesn't watch any TV for stuff like that. The other day, Kathy was telling him something, and I think he wanted a cookie or something or whatever. And now he knows where they're at. Like he likes to go to the drawer, open it, then like, oh, pick me up.
Yeah,
You know,
so he gets the
I'll grab it
cookies.
myself. Like, so you know, I can't remember if it was too early in the day or too late. And it's like, no, you're not getting a cookie. So Kathy was like, no, you can't have a cookie. It was dinner time. It's like, oh no, it's time to eat dinner. You have to eat your dinner.
Mhm.
Yo, he legit lays down on the floor and starts wailing away. I'm like, because look,
What?
I'm that parent that I want to laugh, so like, I have to walk away because I can't control it. I'm sorry, man. Like I give you so much credit to other parents that like, no, you can't do that, and then go later on and laugh about it. Like, no, I'm gonna laugh right there. So like I walk away and I come back and I'm like, Matthew, why you getting like that? You can't do that. You know, you can't act like that. And he was just like, and he walked away with tears in his eyes. Like his boogies were running. I'm like,
What?
wait, what? Like what's going on right now? So I asked her, I'm like, yo, what TV shows have you been like?
Yeah, what you
She's
been
like,
letting him watch?
she's like, no, like the regular, like the Miss Monica, which is like a learning one. The Blues Clues, they obviously don't do that there, and then Elmo, obviously they don't do that there either. So it's like, where do you get that from?
Yeah, I don't think the girls went through it. I know Samara tried to do a tantrum one time.
Yeah, nope.
Didn't happen. Didn't last long. I won't disclose what happened, but it didn't last long.
You know what? Sometimes you got to nip it in the bud because then
Yeah, no, because
they become accustomed to it.
that was the first and the last time. And I don't. Again, Mila never really. I don't think Mila ever tested that water.
Yeah,
But again, they had to pick it up from somewhere.
but that's
I
what I'm
just
saying.
don't know.
Like again, like
Yes.
and especially with like this whole quarantine thing. Like,
Yeah, they definitely weren't around
he's
kids.
he's not learning that from anybody else. So it's like, where did you see that to understand what it is? You know.
Yeah, and obviously you understand if you just walked away like, okay, this was a wash.
Yo, for the record, he didn't get the cookies, guys. I just want to throw that out there. Like he didn't get the cookies, but yeah, I remember that, and I'm like, yo, because like watching it, I was like, whoa, that felt like surreal. It was funny though.
Yeah.
It was because he was like, well, you're not getting the cookie anyway. I don't care.
With girl, I know. I feel with girls, they're gonna get away with so much already. Like,
Yeah.
I need to stop this.
Yeah, man. Because look, again, like I mean, look, kids are gonna, they're gonna act out, and whatever. They're young, they don't understand it fully, I guess. But yeah, like I've always wanted never to be that parent that like you go to like a Walmart and like the
Yeah.
kid is like pointing at a Kit Kat bar or whatever, and
you
it's
don't
like
want to get it, and then
like
throwing
temper
themselves on
tantrum.
the floor.
Yeah, I don't want my kid to be like that. Again, I'm not judging because
Oh yeah, no
it
judge zone.
happens,
Yeah,
of course. But
yeah,
yeah, dude,
it
like
does happen. Take care of it, parents.
yeah, again, you gotta like nip it in
Yeah,
the
I
bud.
think it's no judge because kids are gonna be kids. They have their own emotions, but that doesn't mean you don't correct the way that they act due to their emotions.
Yeah,
There's still a correctional path that I think, like, again, when Samara tried it, I was like, no. And then, I disciplined her. But again, I came back around and I always do that, whether I decide to spank my kids or whether I decide to aggressively yell, whatever
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
form of getting them to stop whatever they're doing, I always come back around full circle and I ask them, do you understand? And, a
Yeah.
lot of times it's no, or a lot of times they'll say yeah. And I'll always explain, like, listen, this is what you're not supposed to do. And what did daddy say? How many times did daddy say it? Daddy gets mad, and really at least start having a conversation with them.
When you
So
kind of like break it down, which is
break it
great,
down, yeah. So that
actually.
way they just don't think daddy's yelling and I'm just being a monster, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
did daddy spank them for no reason? Like, no, there's things you do, there's consequences to that, and you know,
And that's life.
and that's life. I mean, I definitely didn't get that talk from my
Yeah.
mom. I'm pretty sure I just got my butt whipped, and then I had to figure it out on my own.
It's like, but why did mom hit him with that?
Yeah, like, was it because I dodged the first hit? Like, wait, what? I don't understand why she kept wailing at me, you know. But again, I'm conscious of that, and and I always see other parents like, oh, you shouldn't spank your kids because you're building like immunity for like abusive relationships and stuff like that. But I know one of the first things I would tell, say in front of John and Joan, I was like, don't. I'm like, if any kid touches you,
You hit him back.
you handle it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm definitely, I support that.
sorry, parents. Sorry if your child's the kid that touches my kid's gonna handle it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't condone my child just taking it either.
Yeah, because look,
Especially my girls. Never.
no, absolutely.
Either they handle it or I'm gonna handle it.
Yeah.
I'll knock a 5-year-old out. I'm that parent. Sorry, not my girls. Just like that whole story we were talking about.
Yeah.
The switch just comes on when it comes
Yeah, man.
to my
But
kids.
look, and that's understandable. At least it should be. Like you don't want to raise your kids to just take it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for
from
sure.
anybody. Like, look, again, you're disciplining them, but you're actually talking to them. You're actually like explaining the whole
Yeah,
situation.
I think
It's
that's
not
important.
like just like, oh, it's this because it's this, and that's it. No, it's
Yeah, no, because
hey, listen, look, this is why we got to whatever XYZ, and that's why. But I think that's important. And yeah, let me tell you, man, if and when Matthew gets to that age where it's like, oh, somebody hit me in school, I'm like, well, did you hit him back? Sorry.
yeah. And I think, I mean,
I'm not pro violence, but I'm not.
yeah, I'm not pro sucker either.
Yeah, exactly. Like, can we find a happy medium?
Like, it's
between
talking
those
like
two?
that. It's being pro sucker. It's not about being tough. It's just about,
Standing
I
up
wouldn't
for
expect,
yourself.
again, if my kid was that kid
to
to
do that,
touch it and they got knocked
Oh.
out, I'd be like, well, and so I'm not playing a bias where if my kid did it, then I'm going to take their side.
No.
Obviously, I always look at the story, and if I know they're wrong, just like between my two girls, if I know one's wrong and one's not, and I know Samara whacked Mila because Mila was doing something, well, Mila, this is why you got whacked. Samara, you shouldn't do this.
Yes.
There's a
sides.
weird balance.
It
And
is
I play
tough,
both
though.
sides too. Like, if my kid gets knocked out because they were starting some bully,
Oh no.
you should know better.
me-
And I'm
me-
glad you got knocked out.
Me and Kathy, we watched what's the show? 13 Reasons Why,
Oh, okay.
which is very graphic, so I don't want to touch about that. But
Yeah,
I
that's
will
a rough
say
show.
that there was a part where we always said like, oh, we don't want to raise our kids to be like the antagonist in the first season, which is like the bad guy or whatever. So I'll just say that his name is Bryce in the show.
Oh, Bryce, okay.
Yeah, so
I
we don't want to
started
raise
watching
that.
it and finished.
Like we wanted to raise our kids to be like Zach, which is like
He's
like
that's the kid, right?
The
Who's
Chinito one.
Is that he's part of the fraternity?
Yeah, but he's more like like pro sports, takes care of his family, stuff like that.
Okay.
Like we want to raise him where it's like you don't have to be perfect because kids are gonna make mistakes growing
Yeah.
up. But again, like I don't want you to be on the other side of that where you're like, oh, I'm gonna be the bully, I'm gonna be the one
Yeah.
like beating people.
But you also
down,
don't want to be on the, I guess, what would you call her in the story? The narrator.
The narrator.
Yeah,
Hannah.
but you don't want to be on that end of the spectrum
No.
either, where all this stuff
Happens to you,
happens to you, and
just
you don't
keep it
you don't
in.
know how to handle it
Yeah,
and,
no.
and deal with it, because that's dangerous. And
Of course.
that's a good show. Like, I didn't watch it purposely when it released. Again, I
don't. I used to say that I would recommend kids to watch it. I definitely don't anymore.
not well. It depends on what your age group
Yeah,
of kids
yeah.
is.
I
Like-
mean, look, if you're old enough, like where you're not even, man. Because there was a point where I was like pro. Oh, kids should always watch this. Absolutely, they should put this in whatever, right? But then one of my friends, who his daughter is a little bit older, and not old to the sense like she's older, like grown up in high school, no, but
Hmm.
she's a little bit older. He was like, I wouldn't want my kids to watch that because then like they take away that, oh, you know what, this is the easy way out. Like I can get out this way, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, you're right. If you can confuse the two, I wouldn't want you to watch it. So like I would want
So
kids
I
to
w-
watch it that are older.
so I would consider that in a weird fashion a family show. In a
Okay.
sense, it's something that I wouldn't let my 13-year-old watch it
Yeah.
unmonitored.
Unmonitored. Yeah.
I would definitely watch it with them and then spring conversation off because a lot of stuff. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of young kids in school now are going through
Do that.
like
Yeah.
before 13, before 12, and I can start kind of connecting things in my head. When I was younger, I was very naive. Like I
Same
think
here.
sex and drugs were, I guess, the last thing on my mind other than Nintendo 64 and
Yeah.
Dreamcast at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But I wasn't oblivious to the fact that I know particular kids in my same grade level, my same age, were partaking
We're
in,
doing things like
whether
that. Yeah.
drugs or having sex at a young age. I just never really entertained me, and I'm definitely thankful for that.
Absolutely.
Um,
Same here, man.
but now, again, with social media, with all this stuff floating around, all these subconscious influences,
The
you know,
access to
the
it.
access to it is way too much. Where I think as soon as I feel like my daughter's having like genuine debates with me, it's time to watch some shows like that where
Yeah.
if you can think on your own to defend your actions, at that point we need to start, really discovering as a family, as a, daughter, father, these situations
Wow.
and
You know what?
and
That's
kind of
awesome.
navigate through like, hey, we watch an episode, we watch the graphic stuff and it's not again they're either going to see it with you or they're going to
They're gonna
see
see
it on
it.
Instagram. They're going to
And let me tell you, man. You know what? To touch on that, dude. My parents never ever talked to me about sex ever.
no.
But no, not once.
Oh.
I will tell you this though. There was one time where I guess my dad must have caught my older brother
Hmm.
at the time or whatever. I guess he caught him, and then he sat us down. And instead of having a conversation, which I think at that point, now looking back, he should have, he didn't. What he did was he gave us a box of condoms, and he was like, "Listen, as a man, your seeds are potent, and you never know when you could get a woman pregnant." He did tell us like, if you gotta go pregnant, like you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like you're young,
It's
your life is over. Like basically, he gave us that version of it, but he never explained like anything about sex, feelings, and stuff like that. So it was very like, yo, here's this, protect yourselves and good luck. Whereas I feel like it would be different to have a conversation where it's like, look, you know what? He caught my older brother.
Mhm.
Obviously, we live together, so like you see my older brother doing it. Why wouldn't you talk to us about it? Like, like I feel like at that point, like it was time to have a conversation because my older brother talked to us about it. That's actually where I learned it from.
Yeah, it's weird, but I guess I can understand because it's again probably being a dad at that time,
Yeah.
and then just the way to handle like do you
Do you go all in? Like,
and
do you
then do you
commit?
can
Yeah.
you expect the audience, which was you guys at the times, to really understand that what you might have.
I probably wouldn't have, to be honest.
Yeah,
Again,
so
I was like real heavy
it's a
into like
weird thing
gaming
because
and stuff like
my
that.
mother was very open. Like we didn't talk about sex. Like, oh, this is
Bees and the birds kind of
beads and
thing.
birds. This is the male utility. This is the female utility. But she was very open with like using the word sex and like stories about it. Again, Hispanic family was the side I really grew up with. So we've heard adult conversations, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
never taboo. It was never like forbidden. Like because that always seems to be the niche of things where like if it's forbidden, like oh. Let me see
What
what
are you
this is
talking
about. Yeah,
about?
and then like, oh yeah, I heard like I was supposed to do like that's where things. So my mom made it so open to the point where like we didn't have the direct conversation of again birds and bees, but she was like, if you ever wanted to do anything, whether it be drugs, whether it be to have sex, to let her know, and she
Yeah,
would at
man.
least make sure
That it was in a safe.
that was in a safe manner.
Yeah.
Which again, I think maybe you're hearing as a parent, you're like, oh, why would you? But for me, it was like, oh, well, this is boring. Like
No, I don't want to do it.
there was no interest because kind of like, okay, well, if I wanted to, I could,
Yeah.
and
That kind of removes
it removes the, I guess, whatever taboo,
mystery
whatever
behind it,
mystery,
yeah.
whatever fun kids get out of just doing rebellious
Yeah.
things, and it just never really interested me. And then
Look, I'll say this: my dad never talked to me about sex, but he definitely talked to me about alcohol.
No.
The first time I ever had a drink was with my father.
Eh?
Yeah, and I'll never forget why, because he found out that we were buying alcohol to drink that weekend. This is on a Thursday in the summer,
Mm.
and instead of taking the alcohol, which I'm pretty sure he found or whatever, he calls us upstairs and he starts drinking with us. I was definitely underage, so I don't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
whatever. But uh, I got hammered with my father, and I threw up the next morning.
mhm.
And he was like, "And this is what happens when you don't understand your limits."
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a weird balance. Again, you're
It
gonna have
is,
people
man.
who are gonna frown upon it, like, oh my God, how can your
Yeah,
dad? But again, it's one of those things, one of those battles where you're, okay, are you gonna be that parent to scold and not really educate and not really, again, if your child is so desperate and eager and it's something that's almost you feel it's inevitable, I might as well have my child come to me and do it safely. It's just no,
it
there's
is.
no answer when that is the possible route.
It is.
If you're gonna do it behind my back, I
I
I
can't
have no
control it.
control of that.
There's nothing that like you have a say in or anything like
Yeah.
that.
So again, I don't think it's like, you know, technically, politically correct or the right thing or the
No,
right
probably
ways
not.
as parents maybe
I
we
mean, it's
should
probably frowned
handle it.
upon if you think about it like that.
Well, I mean, if you well
But if
maybe
you,
getting maybe
I
getting
mean, maybe
drunk.
hearing it, but
But
yeah,
you know, I know Italian families, for example, they let their children drink the wine out of
wine.
their
Yeah, yeah,
wine
yeah,
glasses
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. I know people get slack after that, even though it's like again a cultural thing than it is like a
Yeah,
letting kids drink. I guess it's different things and different perspectives, which I can understand. But
of
I
course.
think education and knowledge will always overpower the what ifs. Like, again, if my daughter, God forbid, maybe hopefully until maybe she's 30, she doesn't ask me about these questions, but is interested in sex and has these questions, I would 110% rather her talk to me, discuss it with me, let me know what she's going
Absolutely.
through on an emotional level, and me having to suck up my pride and be like, if it happens, do this and
Here.
her us have that trust and her know that I'm not trying to prevent her from living her life or whatever kids or
Whatever kids are
teenagers
gonna
think.
say, yeah.
Then her like thinking I'm just trying to stop her and then her doing it behind my back anyway and doing it wrong
And
and
then,
then things escalating. It's
dude, there was a story that one of my former coworkers told me, or whatever. So I sit down at his desk and I'm waiting for him to talk. He's on the phone, so obviously, I'm letting him finish up his conversation. And this is all I hear on my end of it. It's like, look, man, she sent the picture. Just tell his mom that that they won't be in contact anymore, whatever, whatever, and that's it. And he hangs up, and I was like, oh, damn, is everything all right? And he was like, ah, yeah, my daughter. And I'm like, she okay? And he was like, no, she's fine. Being kids, bro. And I'm like, what happened though? And he was like, oh, my daughter sent a picture. She's a cheerleader. She sent a picture and I guess like a sports bra and like a little cheerleading skirt or whatever. And immediately in my head, granted, this is
yeah.
ages ago, I'm like, what? I'm
Where's the
like,
phone?
you're not gonna like go and like, and he's like, no. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, man, look, man, my daughter is my best friend. He's like, and I prefer it that way. He's like, so I have open conversations. I have honest conversations with my daughter. Are
Yeah,
they difficult? Absolutely. He's like, but I'd rather her come to me as her best friend and get the right information
yeah,
than to go to her friends who are her age who don't know anything, or worse, to go to a guy who's just trying to.
yeah. Sleep
And
with it.
he's like, look, is it tough? Absolutely. He's like, but honestly, she comes to me, she gets her information from me. He's like, the mom just found out about this. He's like, I knew yesterday. He's like, why? Because my daughter came to my room, asked me to go outside, and she wanted to talk to me about it. And I was like, I was
Yeah.
mind blown.
I think it's for that to happen. It's almost like when you get a new car. It's that first scratch or that first dent you
Yes,
get.
that you're like,
It's almost like a,
ugh,
but then afterwards, it's kind of like, okay,
all right, it happens.
it happens.
We're fine. Like the car's
You're
okay.
fine.
It's
We're
okay.
gonna keep moving. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be. I'm not even gonna pretend and say here, but like, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing because I know the first
No,
issue is gonna be hard to swallow, regardless of
absolutely,
what it is. Whether
absolutely.
it's pictures, whether it's the first kiss. I'm not ready.
What do you think prom's gonna be like? I'm just
It's
messing.
gonna be me there in the corner, just like this. Like, yeah, done. I hope this COVID thing extends and we
Yeah.
get to 6 feet, 6 feet away.
Better social distance right now.
Put your mask on. What are you doing out here?
Nah, man. Look, I
Yeah,
think that you just got to prepare them the best you can. You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have. I think it's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna say, it, but I think I'm gonna have so much fun with it. I always reference like Bad Boys, and that whole scene with um, when they're like playing tricks on the
Reggie.
on Reggie who's coming up to pick up his daughter. Like I can see myself having fun with it, and being that annoying dad.
And I hope I'm there for that.
Yeah, and
Because I
just
would
being like,
love to be there for
no,
that.
I'm just trying to get to know Reggie over here. Like it's all good. We all family.
Reggie, come here, have a seat.
So I can see myself having fun with it, but I know
Nah,
I
it's gonna
just
be rough.
almost want to get
Yeah.
the first one over with. Not too soon,
No, but
but I definitely need to get over that. That way, at least I think it's once you understand they're responsive to the I guess the knowledge slash discipline, and then the conversation after, and then
yeah.
seeing that again. I'm sure after he's seen that his daughter consistently again started opening up and trusting him,
Absolutely.
then it's easy. Then it's like, okay, this is more of
he
a
is
relief. Yeah.
he is her best friend. Like, I'm not just saying that like as like outside like friend. Whatever. Like, no, like you can tell that like her dad is her best friend.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm pretty sure she has a great best friend as a like her age or whatever. But like the person she confides in the most is her dad.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's
So
what I'm striving
yeah.
for.
And again, look, he openly acknowledged. He was like, "Yo, it's a difficult conversation." He's like, "It's not easy." He was like, "Me as a father, as a man, like it's not easy." He said, "But again, do you want them getting their information from their immature friends who don't know anything, or do you want it coming from someone who knows and cares about them?" I'm like, damn, man, I don't know if I will ever get there. But
You should have a girl, Ralph. Let me out here.
hey, man, listen, look, me and Kathy were actually talking about kids. Dude, I don't know, man. I think we're
You
good
think?
with just one. Matthew's a handful, bro.
Yeah, we're at that crossroad too. Like, are we gonna have a third?
You guys can have Matthew for however long you need to see if you want a third.
Listen, they'll come back with Batman stuff. Don't try me, bro.
You know he has a Batman pajama
They'll
set.
come full decked out, mask, everything, utility belt. Change his bed to the Batmobile. Still need no mercy. Okay.
You ever did that? I swear to God, I would show up to your house and I would make the girls' room like a Supergirl, like.
I'll just surround it with
theme park.
kryptonite. There's no superpowers in my house. But yeah, we're contemplating a third. It's kind of like I personally I love I guess we'll call it the challenge of it, because again you have to restart. You have to do a lot of stuff, and I don't mind it.
That's
Like,
that's the struggle for me.
as much as I have to vent on it, like it's kind of like
like
it is what it
kinda-
is. Like but it's kind of like it's also expensive.
It is.
And right about now, I don't know how I feel about anything being expensive.
Gotcha.
So if it happens, it happens. If not, we'll go with two girlfriends. It's perfectly fine. I know the third one's gonna be a girl anyway, so let me
So-
try for the boy. No.
You guys got me with that the second time.
I've never been a great gambler, and I'm not going to start now. I'm not going to test my luck. Oh, maybe because I'm older. No.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, the girls love Matthew.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you can take him.
We'll just buy a 2-family house.
There you go.
We'll
See?
just pretend that way. Make it work.
Yeah, man, no, dude. Me and Kathy, the struggle for us is that it's going back to restarting, and then we're gonna start basically potty training Matthew now, or whatever, because now he's to the point where like he acknowledges like when he has to go to the bathroom, which is great, but damn, dude, like just start with sleepless nights again, the teething process, which I gotta admit, man, Matthew was great with all that. Not the sleeping part, but the teething part. Like he was really good.
Yeah,
with that.
teething either. Yeah, but I mean,
But you never know.
That initial shock,
Yeah, man.
that formula, that
It's like I just
diaper
started sleeping
change.
good again.
that concern you have in the back of your head when it's just stressful.
Parent life.
Great. This is what I'm going to be thinking about. I'm going to be up to 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, oh, do I want to change another diaper? I remember those cries. Like, oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, would I like another one? Absolutely, but
Yeah, can we like fast forward?
it's like, yeah, can we do like the fast forward thing where it's like,
Can we just put it in an incubator for like a year, let it grow, and then
yeah,
no, I probably wouldn't know. I'd probably be speaking like a baby, and then it'd just be weird.
yeah, that would be weird. Like you always you lose that lapse of like
Yeah, you
the
just lapse
initial
of
year.
like knowledge and
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think it's a no. For now, it's a no.
Yeah, till the humidity goes away,
I think humidity
and I feel a
died
little bit
down.
better about myself.
Yeah, when Matthew like starts sleeping again through the night. Yeah, when we get back there, I'll be like, one more wouldn't hurt.
It's not bad because I know the girls again. They love babies. They love being around babies.
Yeah.
That's also like one of my concerns because it's kind of
It's like don't push
like
for it,
let the
guys.
baby breathe. No, you can't carry the baby. Like this is more stuff like more collateral. Like at least when you have one, it's like okay, the baby's there. At worst, you may be worried about like the neck kind of tilting
Yeah,
off, or
yeah,
you're not worried about okay the neck tilting off, and then what's Samara doing with the
yeah.
neck? Well,
You ever seen Adam's Family? How they
yeah.
treat the
Well, yeah.
newborn
Remember
baby?
I posted that pic of the Wednesdays. I was like, wow, this is. And they had those,
Gary
you
is
know, the
familiar.
what was it, MBFs? What do you call it?
Yeah.
They had the MBFs, and then I was like, as soon as I saw them, I had that face. I was like, oh god, you look like
Like
you're
no, no,
about to
no, no,
burn
no,
something
no.
down.
Like relax, guys.
Like, you know. Yeah, no, I think we'll play it by ear, play it by
Yeah.
luck.
Play by luck. Gamble.
We'll just live recklessly and see what
And
happens.
see what happens.
You know.
My favorite text message I ever got from you was in the group chat when you told us that Mila was coming.
That was a blur. What I say?
You were like another one, but you posted the
Oh,
picture of
I did.
it.
You were like, wait, what?
I was confused. I'm like, wait, no, is that Tamara? Like, are you trying to like remind us of? You're like, no.
Nope.
I'm like, oh.
I was yeah, it happened quick too.
It did. It did. I remember that. Oh man,
It happens fast.
life comes at you fast. There you go.
Always ready. Always ready.
That you are. Absolutely.
It's good.
It is. Guys, thank you for coming to our
Our venting session.
with this humidity. I hope you're all staying safe.
Staying cool.
Definitely stay cool because, oh, God, we would love some tips on that.
How many times? Oh, I'm gonna go going through this audio. Like, how many times we're like, just breathing out loud. That's just the mood of the week or the month.
Dude,
Has
it's
it been
only
July?
Tuesday. It's only Tuesday.
I know. I'm ready. I'm ready for my Friday. I'm not gonna. So my Saturday into Sunday sleep.
Same here. That's exactly what I'm looking forward to.
But yeah, guys. Like again, I'm,
Yeah, see?
we'll put a counter up starting in the beginning of the video. I'm gonna go through each portion of this audio and see if we did that. But thanks for listening to episode 5, right?
5, yeah.
We're 5. We're getting there. We have some stuff coming up. I think August is National Dog Day, so I think we'll have some dog parents
Yeah.
on board joining us. We'll talk about some similarities in parenting, both with humans and with pets.
Pets, yeah.
What else we got coming up?
Well, we do have a little bit of a surprise for a future episode. But we'll leave that one up to the imagination for a little bit.
Yeah. Do I even know?
You do.
Okay.
Something we discussed.
It's all a blur.
It is all a blur.
It's gonna be our motto. Calling all dads. It's all a blur. But I think that's it for this week. Try to get this out ASAP, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program
Starting next week.
So
Yeah.
hopefully by Friday this is out.
Hopefully. It's a good time. We can sleep in on Saturday.
No, I have a business to attend to on Saturday.
Oh no, I plan on sleeping in on Saturday.
Sunday, I'm gonna knock.
Saturday to Sunday, I plan on, and then next weekend I'm off again, which I'm very much looking forward to too. Because now they got us on a rotation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so now we're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday every 3 weeks.
Oh wow, that's really nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
How'd that happen?
I have no idea, to be honest. I honestly just wanted every other Saturday, which is what we had before. But this
Yeah,
actually
no,
kind of
that
works out
3
way
day.
better, yeah.
But then, so obviously you work Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I take a PTO day for Friday. Because you're not going to cut me out of a day.
Well. Oh, so you don't get paid.
Yeah. But I do, because I have...
Yeah, you have like unlimited
Yeah.
days.
So...
That's
Very,
nice.
very, very lucrative on that end.
Yeah, you can sleep Friday, you can sleep Saturday.
Well, no, I don't sleep because Matthew, but But yeah, I sleep.
Yeah,
I
you can
guess.
run.
Yeah, I guess I could rest a little bit between when he takes a nap if he wants to.
I just got some pitching to my job to do. Hey, that's a good idea.
You know what we should do, guys?
And then I'll be doing this full time. So, all right, parents, get your sleep. Stay cool.
Stay safe. Please wear your masks. I know some people don't like to, but please wear your
Or just stay
masks.
inside where it's cool. You
Where
don't
it's
gotta wear
cool.
masks.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, you don't need a mask at home. You're right.
We'll catch you guys on the next episode.